What's up, people? Wow, look at all these cool motherfuckers up in here tonight. Everybody chilling their bones. I got my warm Tootsies on, and still not helping. I'm going to put an electric blanket on my feet. I know everybody wants to come up in here and talk some shit about Bad Bunny and the Super Bowl. I think that's already been played out, right? Tommy Boy, what's going on? Leslie Billy, welcome in. Skomakai, what are you doing, sir? Same temperatures out there in LA still, huh? All right, I still got a lot of show left from the other day. Let's get right to it. JJ just finished up a show. I haven't talked to him yet.
The Department of Justice and FBI have just announced what they call the largest international operation against fentanyl and opioid trafficking on the dark net.
Down in the Mississippi Delta, 20 people indicted in an alleged conspiracy ring, including 2 sheriffs, several police officers, and a former state trooper.
5:47 a.m., Coral Gables, Florida. DEA Special Agent Victor Reyes pressed against the wall of a $12 million mansion, waiting for the signal to break in. This was supposed to be a routine drug raid. Intelligence said Carlos Oltre Mendoza, a high-ranking CJNG cartel member, was using this mansion as a stash house. DEA expected to find drugs, cash, maybe weapons. Just another South Florida bust. But when the door blew open,
it's all falling apart. Take old biddies. Nice to see you, Mega Legolas. Hello. What's the guy here? Am I missing somebody? Leslie Billy said hi. Social Glow. Well, what's an honor? Very nice to see you. Welcome in tonight. Hope we have a good show planned for you here today. Yeah, so like I keep saying, on a serious note, in Florida, the little rings that they had set up now here in Cape Coral, are falling apart, and I think it's a sensation that's sweeping the nation, so check it out.
and agents rushed inside, they found something that would change everything. Yes, there were drugs. 2.4 tons of cocaine and 680 kilograms of fentanyl hidden throughout the 12,000-foot mansion.
Good morning. Today we are here in New York to announce a historic arrest across a wide-sweeping criminal enterprise that envelops both.
Yes, there was cash, 87 million vacuum-sealed inside walls. But in Altegra's private office, in a hidden room behind a false bookshelf, DEA agents discovered something far more disturbing. Police evidence room keys, Miami-Dade police uniform, sheriff's office badges, secret room exposes police corruption network surveillance equipment watching police station, and a leather-bound ledger labeled monthly payroll containing 3 years of payments to Sheriff Antonio Vargas and 17 police officers across Miami-Dade County. In that moment, what started as a drug raid became the exposure of a $1.4 billion corruption network that had spread into 3 law enforcement agencies. The cartel wasn't just operating in Miami. They had bought the very people supposed to stop them. How did a routine DEA raid accidentally expose the largest police corruption scandal in Florida history? Hit like, comment, and subscribe before we reveal how one mansion contained evidence that would destroy careers, end lives, and send a sheriff to prison for eternity. The mansion at 847 Coral Way was everything you'd expect from a cartel safe house. Gated entrance, security cameras everywhere, reinforced doors, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Biscayne Bay. The kind of property that screamed wealth and the kind of wealth that came from moving tons of drugs. DEA had been watching Carlos Mendoza for 8 months. Wiretaps revealed he coordinated CJNG operations across South Florida, receiving shipments from Mexico, processing cocaine, distributing to cells from Miami to Orlando. Intelligence suggested he kept large amounts of product and cash at his Coral Gables home. A federal judge approved a no-knock warrant. At 5:52 a.m., the battering ram hit the front door. Agents poured through the entrance, weapons drawn, clearing rooms with practiced efficiency. Mendoza was in the master bedroom. I'm scrambling for a weapon. He was tackled, handcuffed, and secured before he could reach the nightstand where a loaded Glock waited. The first search revealed exactly what DEA expected. In the garage, 400 kilograms of cocaine hidden inside a luxury SUV's modified compartment. In the basement, another 2 tons of cocaine vacuum sealed in duffel bags. In the master bathroom, 680 kilograms of fentanyl stored in waterproof containers. In the kitchen, $23 million in cash rubber banded and stacked in the pantry behind canned goods. But Agent FBI discovers $115 million. Cartel payroll ledger Reyes noticed something odd. The mansion's square footage didn't match the inside measurements. There was missing space. He studied the layout and realized the office was too shallow. The back wall wall should extend another 15 feet based on the outside measurement. He checked the bookshelf covering the back wall and found a hidden room that would change everything. Inside was a command center that looked more like a police operations room than a cartel hideout. 3 computer monitors showed live feeds from cameras placed outside Miami-Dade Police Headquarters, the Miami Police Department's main station, and the county sheriff's office. Radio equipment was tuned to all 3 agencies' frequencies, allowing real-time listening to police communications. A wall-mounted map showed police patrol patterns marked with notes about which routes were safe and which had honest cops who couldn't be bribed. And on the desk in plain sight sat the leather ledger. Ray has opened it with gloved hands. The first page was labeled Nomina Mensu Monthly Payroll. Then what followed were 3 years of careful records showing payments to law enforcement officers. Sheriff Vargas, $400,000 per month. Then 17 entries with badge numbers, first names, and payment amounts ranging from $50,000 to $150,000 monthly. Each entry included notes, raid warnings, evidence disposal, witness intimidation, escort services. The ledger totaled $3.2 million in monthly bribes.
It's not how much you'll sell out for. It's that you are the dirty person that would do that. So at some point, they're going to be able to buy you if you're that corrupt. So, oh man, it's a scary world. Let me copy this. What is this? Hold on. There it is. If anybody sees JJ, redacted. What's going on, William Tardy? Always a pleasure. Nice to see you. Anybody sees JJ, let me know this time so I don't make him wait back there for a friggin' hour. Hopefully we get him in here a little quicker this time. Let me set all the settings to the sets and do all the things. A lot been going on, man. Did everybody get a chance to watch the game? Did you like the game? Nobody's talking about the game because the game was boring. What do you have? 17 points from field goals, touchdown in the third quarter. I drove till about halftime, and then it just kind of. It's funny that way. I got the auto gain control on. They probably lowered my audio already. Hold on, let me double check that. They're sneaky like that. Close. Yeah, thanks to you. Now I can. What the hell was that? There we go. Boom. Yep, they lowered it. See? You guys can tell. I can't tell. I can't hear me. So, close that. Copy the link. All right, Noel, good to see you. Long time, my dear. Very nice to have you here. It was Rockford's birthday, the 7th. I missed seeing it or doing something. We're gonna go to, but they opened up the Whataburger over there, the first Tampa Bay location in about 20 years or something since they've had it. Where did I leave off here? I thought I closed all these.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Potatoes. Hey there. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Well,
This one still cracks.
I'm here to tell you, you're doing pretty good today. Because times they are changing. There's more and more people who are starting to hear your voice. You should be so proud of yourselves, true crime community. They're starting to hear. They're saying we should check the DNA. Yeah. They're doing this because of all of you. Look how powerful your voice can be. And you don't even live in the sewer.
A nice positive message to start your evening off, I guess. We're past midnight now.
Oh, I found.
So check out what this is a trip. Dude, I don't know if any guys saw this, but my friend Post Woke over there at Post Woke World doing a little. I swear, sometimes I wonder if her shit is AI or what. She uses CGI, but she says this is true. So check this out.
A picture of the University of Idaho president from 1914 to 1917 in the University of Idaho yearbook. His name is Dr. Melvin Amos Brannan. When I saw it, I was pretty much in shock because it looked exactly like Brian Koberger to me. I shared it with someone.
Is this possible?
who had
Is this
told me
even
that
possible,
to
dude?
go ahead and look in those yearbooks to see if I could find any clues, because we were really going at this investigation from a historical perspective between rivalries. Well, I found a picture of the University of Idaho president from 1914.
I mean, that is it really makes you think about the world and the matrix that we live in and all this shit, right? You know, Oppie, hello. Did I say hello to you? I did. No, I mean, it's the weirdest thing. I mean, that's
Idaho
just so
University
wild. Like,
yearbook.
dude, that is him. It's like, is he a time traveler? Brian the time traveler? Did he time travel out of that cell? That's why they got that picture. I thought that was the craziest thing.
I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys, Nina just built an app.
Impossible. Room. And then it measures their distance and three-dimensional.
Oh, what's this?
Whoa.
What's that?
I just built a budgeting app with Base 44.
Guys, Nina just built an app.
Impossible. We're going to be taking video footage of garbage on the floor through a zoom lens attached to an insane high-speed
Oh, this was a little too, I got some good stuff on the flock stuff if you guys are interested in that.
Welcome back. In the previous video, we went over
this
how
one already. Just kind of skipping through here.
Flock Safety has recently quietly rolled out a new feature that turns their gunshot detection microphones into constant human conversation surveillance. In this video, I will cover the new feature and why.
So think about that. I didn't even really know until the other day. Tommy boy, what's going on? Very nice to see you. That they were doing, that they even had. I'd heard about the shot detectors, and I guess it can triangulate exactly where a gunshot comes from. So if you live in a bigger city, you're probably more familiar with these things. But they're so good at listening now that what this guy says anyway is that they're gonna have different criteria for the police to be called, like screams or a lighter or lighting, or whatever, and they can listen to your conversations inside your house. It's pretty nuts.
Privacy experts are begging cities to rip these things down before it's too late. So first, let me briefly explain what Flock Safety actually is. You've probably seen the cameras in your neighborhood. They're automated license plate readers that sit on poles and record every car that drives by.
This is everywhere right now, and I've been talking about it.
The U.S.
I've honestly been talking about it for a long time. And the thing is, the guy does I think that's an upcoming video that I got here. The guy does a drive-through of the cities, and they have a city map where they show you where all the flock cameras are. If you're not familiar with flock camera, it's a license plate reader. But now there's so many of them that they can track everywhere you go, everything you do. And now they're adding the audio so they can hear what you're doing. And so when you're talking about 15-minute cities where they're already building somewhere that you can't even leave unless you pay $90 a day. James Moen, the concrete man in the house. What's going on, dude? Laid it down. Yeah, so it's becoming a really big topic of conversation, and they've slowly crept it in, without us really having a chance to have any opposition to it. It was secretly done. They really did it. So what we got? You guys are probably seeing this guy, and I had heard from my nephew about one in San Francisco, and they stumbled upon this guy, and he had a COVID, and they had AIDS and HIV and all kinds of stuff. I guess 6 people already got sick from the lab that he had in Texas, but years ago, around, I don't know, 2008 or whatever, my nephew was telling me about one they discovered, and I hadn't heard about it in the news. I was surprised, and so now they were going through, he had all these freezers, and Who knows what he was planning on doing with it. Anyway, that's another one I had.
So this is a tool that can actually track you by your phone number, and companies and government agencies actually do use it. So I'm sharing this for online safety. Again, none of you weirdos out there go using this to track people. So the first thing you want to do is go to Google and type this in. You can do this legally. Then you find a page that looks like this, and you just want to follow the step-by-step guide to install it. Then once you've done that, you want to run this command. It'll show you all of the associated social media profiles, disposable providers, any reputation checks based on that phone number, and give you the link to that information. If you do like privacy content like this, follow Empirical Training for more. So this is a tool that can actually track you by your phone number.
Yeah, I'll show the.
And government agencies
I'll let you see the actual.
So I'm sharing this
here,
for online safety.
If you want to do
Again,
it.
none of you weirdos.
Let me make this smaller here. So this is another tool that they're using, and it's just
out there go using this to track people. So the first thing you want to do is go.
So here it is. Okay, so let me blow it up because you can see it. What is it saying? Sundown Day. So you type anybody's phone number in there, and you can see everywhere they've been, dude. Right there on the line for anybody to see, and law enforcement uses this constantly now. You know, and when they get any tool, we know that they love to abuse them. So that's a crazy one there. Everybody's having a good night.
So when you have a
Welcome to the
case
Purge.
where the police are making a lot of mistakes, or where they're not putting a lot of effort, or they're not actually doing their job, the family has the only power to come forward. And it's because this is true, police agencies will often have somebody who sidles themselves up with the family to keep them quiet. Okay, now we're friends. We're doing this for you. It's going to be helpful.
Okay, I did play this one the other night, but I think this is just so perfect. Like, now, who is this creator on this? Sure. What does that say? Oh, this is Phoenix. It just so perfectly describes it. Gonzalez is just like,
Biggest thing you can do right now is just keep it cool, not say anything, don't do any interviews, don't cause any problems. What they mean is don't cause problems for us because we're not doing our job. Do anything, keep your mouth shut. That is the biggest mistake that families make. Families have the only right to come forward and to speak to the press and say,
Pedro, what's up,
my
man?
son, my daughter, my husband, my wife deserves justice. And that's police agencies lose their mind when that happens because now they got to do their work. So when you have a case,
I woke up 1984 out of the chat with this stuff last time. I'm not trying to repeat it. I was just like, I'm gonna go walk my dog. That's it. It can't be easy to get up and walk your dog at wherever you're at right now. It seems like it's freezing everywhere. I mean, I didn't know. We're chilly here. Where did I leave off? I wonder. What was this? Still had a lot more. Okay. We did the Department of Justice for Jeffy Epi. I did a search, and this next page should show it here. No, okay, I closed it.
This brings us to the most terrifying.
For Scott Green, I didn't put Coomer. Maybe I need. Let me try it one more time. Let's see. And when you go to this webpage, if you want to go to this webpage, okay. Okay, you want to make sure that you get in the Jeffy Epi library there. So that you have to scroll down a little bit, and let me try with Coomer. See if there's any difference. I mean, this is something kind of a lot of people have been waiting to see. Let's see here. To see what kind of and what I found, darn it, what I found so far is that there was just like a roofing or HVAC contract or something that he was involved in that was related, and JJ was saying that their condos, him and one of the guys involved with Jeffy Epi were right next to each other on 5th Avenue or something like that, and that his wife still lives there. Let's see what we come up with there. So here we go. Disclosures. So okay, there's 3 now. Is it 2? 2. All right. DOJ discusses disclosures. Go to house disclosures. Documents. Oh, you guys. Why can't you guys see? Oh, I guess I have to. Darn it. Sorry. Has that been like that for that? Could you guys? You guys could see her. Sorry about that. What happened there? Okay. House Oversight Committee. Subpoena related to Jeffrey Epstein, Department of Justice, sexual abuse. Okay, so one of the things I saw was they had a trapdoor that led to like the ocean or something, and then somebody said that Ghislaine had a submarine license, so they were literally like shipping them in. I mean, from what it looks like, this whole Pizzagate, the whole thing is real. So it's like people are saying they're starting to say it right out right now, and they're not even getting cut down for it. Is that the our leaders are pedos that eat people? They're literally sharing cannibal recipes, and they're talking about jerky, and that's, I guess, a code word for people. So they're sharing recipes on how to cook people, little children, babies, delicious, like in Justin Bieber's. It's pretty sick, pretty thick, pretty sick. Yeah, I mean the criminals that get caught are definitely dumb. I agree, but it seems like there's this network beyond the desperate, like I'm going to rob a 7-Eleven guy, that doesn't ever get caught, and they keep sending these people out.
And realization of all.
What is going on with the you can't see it thing? Hold on. Keeps disappearing. Hold on. It's a little bit cold here right now. I guess we got back down into the 40s today, which I'm sure you guys are laughing about. But okay, huh? It's hiding my. Hold on, maybe that. It's weird. It's hiding my window. Let me see if this window's. You see that? Capture audio. Boom. There it is. Okay. I don't know where it went. Sorry about that. I'm Mr. Freezemeister. I'm Mr. Cold. That was my favorite. Post Woke was talking about how those were, those programs like Wizard of Oz and stuff like that are stuff that we look forward to watching every year, and now, I don't know, it's nothing really brings you together. You had 81 today. Where are you in? You must be in the Midwest. I think it passed through the Midwest already. Yeah, I got real sick of the cold this year. Usually I will take the cold over the heat, but this year it changed my mind. I mean, it does get so damn hot here, though.
Most terrifying realization of all. If possession of a file creates a presumption of guilt, weaponizing the legal system becomes trivial. If a bad actor wants to hurt you, they don't need to plant a physical weapon in your car or your office anymore. They just need to email you a generic zip file or host a Trojan horse model on a repository that looks like a fidget spinner, but it contains illegal geometry inside the mesh instead. Once that file is on your hard drive, you are technically in possession of digital contraband. This brings us to the most terrifying realization.
I mean, it's just, I did play that one before.
Creates a presumption of guilt.
I can't stop
weaponizing the legal system becomes trivial.
But they have so many ways to take you out right now. It's insane. All right, I got a lot of shit to get to.
Crazy. It has everything to do with bloodlines and lineage and
so here, this is another one. Post woke world. She's talking about. She looked into the. This is too much, but she looked into the Joe Vandal history, how it came about. 38 degrees, huh? It's fine. It seems okay to me. You get into the 30s, 20s, whatever. But when that wind is blowing like a monster and you can hear it and it goes through all the cracks in your windows or in your house, and, oh man, that one little area. Yeah. I have, you can't see them, but I have a ton more here. That's what I'm trying to get to because I have a couple long form videos. But yeah, I wanted to play this one also by Post Woke World. I'm telling you, I don't know if she's trolling me or what.
It's crazy. It has everything to do with bloodlines and lineage and sacrifice and revenge and the Vandals and Joe Vandal and the story of who Joe Vandal is. And I found an old YouTube clip. Kids in that area, like in the 90s or the 80s maybe, it's a really wild video if you haven't seen it. They're running around and Joe Vandal is like a zombie and he's like, oh, Joe Vandal's gonna kill us, and they're all running around and stuff. It's crazy. And I'm not gonna say their name, but I'm just saying, like, the hills around those parts are a little creepy, and Joe Vandal seemed to be someone that maybe parents used to scare their kids when they were little. Like, oh, Joe Vandal's gonna come get you. Better watch out. And I showed you a picture of the actual Joe Vandal statue. It's like a metal statue.
She's cracking me up.
It's in, I think, the University Student Center. It's pretty creepy. If you haven't seen it, you could just Google it. That shit looks scary.
I don't know. I don't know, Leslie and Billy. I'm still on the fence about the Brian Koberger thing.
Fifth Third Bank keeps your money safe with fraud monitoring and threat blocking.
This is banking. A Fifth Third better.
Scribe is how 4 million.
Sorry about the commercial. I have the Brave browser, and what I was explaining the other day is that I can't do the little workspaces and save all the tabs. So I just use this still. What is this? This must have been one of those I had. Okay, yeah, here it is.
What if I told you that law enforcement can track everywhere you've been for the past 90 days without a warrant, without installing anything on your phone, and without you ever knowing about it? It sounds like something from a dystopian novel, but it's happening right now through a tool called Fog Reveal. And
so I played the Fog Reveal thing the other day. It's kind of a long one, but it's another tool that they have. It's a software that's designed directly for law enforcement, but it stays as a third-party app. So all the information is stored on a server that has nothing to do with law enforcement, but they can access it at any time. So they're using these loopholes at every opportunity they get to take away our constitutional rights. And it's sickening. And none of it has really gone to the Supreme Court yet for them to decide on. One case did, and I think they favored on the side of law enforcement. So I think that is upcoming. You know, it has to go case by case as people get arrested, and because they're what they're saying is they're doing like the stuff they do in Idaho, saying, oh, it's very important that we don't release how we came to our conclusions, or these are matters of national security, and so they hide everything, and they're able to get away with it, and it's pretty horrifying. Just so you're aware, I'm not trying to chase Woke Up out to go run with the dogs. Does anybody remember Marietta Rosa? She used to have a dog, but she had wolves at the end of her property.
I love technology and all the benefits it provides.
I did this one already too. That's the camera can literally see into your house. Also, pretty scary stuff.
Finally, the forensic scientist in the Idaho4 case admits that item 1.1, which is the sample in the knife sheath, never matched Brian Koberger because she knew she was going to be under oath if she went to trial to testify. Check this out. This amended supplemental expert disclosure from Taylor Maychek, which is from an exhibit that the prosecutors were going to use in the Idaho4 Brian Koberger trial, which discusses the samples on item 1 in the Idaho4 case, which is the knife sheath. The document states, quote, Maychek will discuss at length the generations of a DNA STR profile from item 1.1. That's the swab from the strap of the knife sheath, which Maycheck concluded to be from an unknown male, ultimately deemed male A. The report continues, quote, Maycheck will also discuss the partial DNA profile obtained from item 1.2, which indicates a mixture of 3 individuals, at least one of which is male. However, due to low-level results, no comparison could be made. Here's the bombshell. Additionally, Maycheck will explain how a DNA STR profile was generated from item 87.1, which was from the sample which was taken from the trash from the Koberger residence in PA. Maycheck determined the DNA profile obtained from item 87.1 was from an unknown male, ultimately deemed male E. Maycheck concluded male E was not the source of the DNA previously obtained on item 1.1. And this is another forensic scientist who refuses to acknowledge item 1.5 from their own report in December of 2022, which describes there was a sample on the inside portion of the blade of the knife sheath.
Wait, what?
It didn't match Brian Koberger's, so they had to basically scrub it, because now you have these samples.
That was their whole damn case right there. I mean, it was a 20% sample, 18% of what is considered good. What's up, Colder Covered? How you doing? So it was so manufactured, that whole thing, and the judge literally relied on it twice on Sunday. So, man, you hate to see it, because I mean, you can sit here and say, "Oh, you guys are supporting him," or whatever. But when you, at the end of the day, you have a case that doesn't even exist, and everything points to that he wasn't there. I'm beginning to agree with you that we don't need Idaho. I really am. That's so funny. That was a good. I think that was Glitch Lab. Was that Glitch Lab DNA there, Miss Audrey? So, I'm not sure. I can't. I have to make it so small now. She said. All right, let's see what else we got here.
Flock Safety, a Georgia surveillance company, has specialized in providing license plate reading software as well as surveillance technology, and they've been doing this since 2014. They have one primary business model: to establish as many relationships with law enforcement agencies as they can, so they can put as many cameras in as many cities as they possibly can to create a nationwide surveillance program. To date, they have been very successful. They now have 40,000 cameras in 4,000 cities in over 40 states. How did FedEx start caring about sharing information with the police? Initially, they didn't. FedEx only wanted Flock Safety to monitor its locations across the country. But under the deal, Flock Safety is requiring FedEx to share its surveillance feeds from its trucks with law enforcement. Flock Safety, a Georgia surveillance company, has specialized...
It's getting so complicated, it's hurting my brain. So I've known about this FedEx thing and how they got into bed with the cops. There's nothing that you can do, really. I mean, in some cases, a lot of people have the security cameras in their houses, and we've all heard about how they were talking to the babies and stuff through them, their own employees. And then you have, once you go out on the street, they know everywhere you go, everything you do. Sorry, I'm not trying to beat that topic into the ground, but Jiminy Joseph, everybody's talking about, I think this is going to be the time that we look back, and this was the choice.
All right, welcome back. In the previous video,
you have, at this point, it's like these people they're coming up with the technology never saw FedEx, never saw like the Terminator or any of these movies. AI is coming up with its own religions and trying to come up with languages that humans can't understand. They have websites bashing their humans or whatever. It's nuts, dude.
Here's a question. Everyone wants to question Ann Taylor's actions, and I'm beginning to question myself due to the lack of any response of anything in these matters in the aftermath. It's just, it's not what I would expect. The lack of any action or statements or anything, right? So, my point there is, how did she get assigned in the first place? So, according to the laws, we've talked about this before, and according to the laws of the state of Idaho, you have to have a hearing of indigency. I can't pronounce that word right now. Indigency. There we go. Took me a minute. She got assigned the moments after he's arrested in Pennsylvania, so he never had a hearing. She gets assigned. Her first order of business is to stop destruction of that home. But is that just part of the whole charade?
Okay. All right. We're gonna hopefully here before the end of the year here.
All right, welcome back.
At least I'm gonna get up to Montana and try to spend a little time up there on the Bison Ranch with Jage, and we'll probably run a couple lives from out there. It's just he's such a big guy, I could see him taking my bull head and doing the Benny Hill slap on it. All right, this one's the third one with the Sherlock software there. I think this was the one I wanted to check out.
Went over the 2:27 a.m. screen and the female describing her attacker. In this video, I can confirm that at 2:43 a.m., Madison Logan is being attacked, and Katie is being attacked earlier with Maddie, as you could hear their screams. Now, I think it's time for the
one of the problems you have here with this Sherlock software is he does a good job at noise removal, but we, between me and Outcast there, we've already done that. This does it with a different AI, I guess. I'm gonna grab a slice of pizza here real quick. And but with I left him a note, and what I said was that, don't you think it's the modulation that's the problem? It's like they put a phaser. It's literally the tool that they use, I think, at Moscow with the distortion on there was. It's called a phaser. It's like taking a tone knob and you go whoosh 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 and that's literally what you'll hear.
Families to become aware of what I'm doing. Created a special program called Sherlock, which removes the noise from the video security footage in the 1112 King Road video camera. This is Madison Logan being attacked in the security video footage with the noise still on the file.
Candice, what's up, bro?
Okay, so this Sherlock program is created to remove that noise. This is Madison Logan being attacked with the noise removed. So he keeps saying, stop, 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 doing that to Maddie. I told you to stop. And then she screams. All right. Now, there are more screams before this. I picked up some beginning. And this is after the first scream, or the female scream that she's been stabbed.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alfie. The fishbowl effect where it just becomes wishy-washy in there. Did you guys hear it? That seems a little clearer. It's all we need. Here's the troll on it though. Is that is this even anything? Is this just people at the police office fucking around? You know what I mean? Just, oh, let's put some audio over it, you know, and it could be anything. We can't trust shit that they've given us so far. So that is what it is. He's doing good work. He's putting a lot more effort into it than I am. I think there's audio here. I mean, I have to watch my lives here.
Inner circle. Like, they've hung out almost every day since the incident occurred. And I've seen her a plethora of times as well. So you're going to notice I'm not going to use words like allegedly, supposedly, because all of this is actual first-hand factual information. Where should I start to clear things up? First of all, there's a lot of misconception about Dylan suffering from PTSD or trauma or any of that. None of that is accurate.
What they say, they gave her video game therapy or something?
Dylan after the incident, she's the one that was laughing at me.
Yeah, no, I mean, sure. Well, you know, that's the same thing that Miss Potts said. That Ann Taylor should have hired her to read the documents before they plead it out.
Girl, why didn't you call 911?
Why would I call the cops? Somebody broke into my house. That's evidence. That's witnesses. It's paperwork. And I can guarantee you nobody knew they were there to begin with, so I'll take care of it. You silly Billy.
Girl,
it's great.
Why didn't you
I love that one.
call 911?
Oh, that's Skull Mackay there, guys. Best of. Oh, this one's good. This is really crazy. I've been waiting to play this one, actually. These kids had a BB gun that looked like a machine gun. And wait till you see.
George 45, shots fired, shots fired.
Here is security camera footage showing a different angle of the same incident.
They pointed it right at the cop. Look! They have a BB gun. What are you doing?
Hey, it's him, it's him. It's him, it's him, it's him. Get on your face.
The rifle recovered on scene was a Crossman AK-1 full auto air cartridge BB gun. There is a photo of that rifle.
They even took the orange stickers off it. So this cop walks up, all he sees is a machine gun pointing at him from some kids. How stupid are people getting? This is, I mean, they allow us to continue.
Okay, so we...
What I don't understand is why do they need to make a BB gun that looks like a machine gun? It makes no sense. Or airsoft or whatever. It makes no sense.
We now know that the system allows these pretext stops. But isn't there a way to challenge this predictive policing score? I agree with you. We should be able to challenge and appeal these type of scores. But this is where the government does what it's so good at, which is to hide these tools as an internal tool only for cops. And under federal law, merely being labeled by cops as being a person of interest does not guarantee you a hearing in order to fight back and appeal that decision. This results in you suffering consequences without ever having your day in court. No notification that cops are doing this. No appealing the decision to label you high risk. In fact, under Paul versus Davis, the court has said that police labeling you, which is nothing more than your reputation, it does not actually trigger any due process rights for you. for you. But it's not all doom and gloom, because thankfully we still have Carpenter versus United States. Under this Supreme Court ruling, courts have finally started to draw some lines and set some limits on how much cops can actually spy on your location data. But that ruling did not specifically cover the data that feeds the scoring system used by predictive policing. So when people ask me, Jeff, how are cops getting away with this? The answer is that the law primarily only audits the stop, not the score. That's the pretext for the stop. Okay.
Hopefully my machine's not choking up here. So yeah, that was actually challenged here in Pasco County. The sheriff had implemented what is called his predictive policing. It's very much based on like your social credit score, like they have in China, where they are pulling you over just based on your reputation through this score. And so it's kind of scary, and some places are getting away with using it. Like he says, they're not. You can't really challenge it right now, and there's no legal aspect to get to it. So just another way they get you. That's how they get you. What else goes here?
It's crazy. It has everything.
I want to make sure I had that one in there. Excuse me.
Don't settle for less. Here's what.
Oh, this was a good one. Okay, yeah, I think this is the one where they start talking about the jerky. You may have seen this already. I just wanted to play it real quick and talk about it.
People going crazy think they found a code word for human meat? Wait, what? Hope you are feeling better. Did we analyze the jerky? Why didn't we get jerky this week? I also added more to the jerky and ginger lemongrass. Thank you so much. Super cool. Beef jerky, delicious. Jojo is here and we'll walk the jerky over to Jeffrey. We'll walk the jerky over to Jeffrey. Why would jerky walk around? Why would it do that? Delicious lunch, beef jerky. Steve and I are very grateful above all for your friendship. Some of these emails are so wholesome, aren't they? It's too bad they eat kids. A small insulated bag would be fine. I don't recommend checking it. No need for crazy amounts of ice. One should do. There is one bag of beef jerky in the fridge. Please get it. Also, Blank has more at her place. Please get it from her as well. I suppose it needs to be in a cold insulated.
I ran the Mr. Beast show where he goes to the factory where they produce meat from chicken embryos or something like that, and I couldn't help but think that looks exactly like a Chick-fil-A, because I found out the other day that the Chick-fil-A isn't even a breast. It's like the pink slime that they push together at McDonald's for the McNuggets. It's the same thing, and you would think when you're eating it that it's a chicken breast, but it's not. And so then when you see them producing this fake chicken shit, and it looks just like it, the people are like, oh, blah, 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 blah. It's nuts. And you've got these people. I hope it's jerky.
Just wanted to touch base about jerky. J.E. said he was going to start eating regular food again, so he might be eating less jerky. He said he has 6 bags of it in the downstairs freezer. Why would you freeze jerky? Steve needs a 6 to 8 ounce portion of jerky. I gave you all the jerky we had, and it lasted only half the amount of time it was meant to.
The only thing I keep thinking of is there was this guy when I worked at Sam Ash Music that would come around and sell his bags of jerky, and it was $5 for a bag, and you could get a $20 bag. And I was like, it made me even question that. Yeah. And then he had like a smoked mullet dip that was, mullet, not the best fish really normally for you, but you can make a good dip out of it, I guess. But
like it was more important for you to have the jerky to eat during my time off. My plan is to make a batch before I leave for LSJ, and some of that will go to Steve, and the rest will go to you at LSJ when I arrive. Little St. James Island. And that's what LSJ must mean. So
I'm gonna let this catch up. It's gone cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs here. Make it smaller. Whoop. Oh, what did I do? Where were we? Oh, Nancy Grace back in the news. Has advice for the Guthrie family. Oh, great. Love to hear that.
Hey, why don't you're guilty? Take the Bitcoin. Shut up.
Let me close some of these, I guess. Probably is a good idea. I'll text JJ here in a minute, see if he's going to come up and join us. I'd like to hear. I missed his show. I got out of work, right? And it was slow. You know, of course, the day after Super Bowl, you figure not too many people are going to be ordering DoorDash. But it was actually pretty good for a minute there. And then, you know, it just kind of died out. Everybody's tired tonight, I'm sure. Everybody's sleepy, all snuggled up in their electric blankoids. Let's see if we can get more Osmond here.
Logically, that means that they were doing this off of the island. Steve Hansen is sending jerky to your attention overnight. I believe it should be enough to get him through. Jeffrey Epstein is asking to bring him more jerky. I'm flying in on Friday. I will bring jerky. Is there a time I could come say hi and drop off the beef jerky? And that's from Jeffrey Epstein. Francis has time to come tomorrow. Show me how to make it. Jerky class anyone. He will bring you to taste his new jerky recipe from the restaurant. He sends a warm hello. He's working at a restaurant called guys, the restaurant's called Cannibal and Cooks. Wait for it. Beef jerky and steak. Can blank make some jerky? I think we should landscape all around the house to use the water if possible. If the
Is that a real thing that you could have a restaurant called Cannibal? I mean, who would eat there? RJ, what's going on, bud? Nice to see you. Still got that troll name going, huh? You're people like to really drive the screws. Oh, man. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, making jerky over there. Let me tell you.
Did you see the portrait of King Charles III? It's a big red portrait which currently hangs in Buckingham Palace.
Oh, I have seen that. It's crazy.
If you take...
This one's mind-blowing. I mean,
invert it, flip it, it looks like a goat devil.
Look at that. I mean, just as like you said, the picture's bad enough as it is. Why did they? Was this like a
goat? They did it on purpose. Just the photo by itself. What the fuck are you doing?
Did you see the?
It's pretty nuts, man. You know, and his brother's in so much hot water, or his uncle, or whatever it is, Andrew. For the I don't know what's up with this Osmond Goldwyn.
He's like, hey, maybe my job is some joke to you, but this is how I make my living. If you want buffalo sauce, it's 25 cents. But this last part, he didn't have to throw in there. This is where I lost my temper. He goes, if you don't have 25 cents, just say that. That's where I was like, all right, bitch. I had some cash on me, so I started looking for the biggest bill I have. And my homeboy, he knew where I was going with this. He was trying to stop me. He's like, hey, bro, don't be that guy. But I was like, nah, fuck that. I pulled out a $10 bill. Because now I'm like, if this man wants to sell buffalo that bad, I'm in the market today. I said, you know what, bro? Give me $10 worth of buffalo sauce. He's like, what? I said, you heard me, 10 bands right now. He's like, what, are you fucking serious? I said, yeah, I'm serious. You want to be fucking top buffalo salesman of the month in this bitch? Let's get you that commission check, bro. He's like, hey, maybe
you want to be
top
of... I just watched Glenn Gary get Glenn Ross, so that would just really crack me up. You want to be top buffalo salesman of this bitch today. Oh, shit. Hope you all having a good night. You're nice and warm up where you are. Not easy staying warm, I'll tell you.
It's been just 3 days since I posted this video of me sneaking onto Jeffrey Epstein's island. Every day since I've been home, there have been blacked out Escalade trucks sitting outside my house. I'm not sure what they want or who they are, but I'm posting this here now just in case anything happens. For all I know, this could be Jeffrey Epstein's friends. If I pissed anyone off, I apologize, and I want this all to be over.
Buddy, I would not have said that last line. They're going to use that against you. Rest in peace, bro.
Yeah, I think... Okay, so the kid's not dead yet. But that is the kid that snuck on the island, and I've seen this piece in a couple different places. So I guess it's legit that he's really where they got that black Escalades phone. You got to think about how many people are connected in high up places, man. I mean, yeah, he could be in the same trouble as that guy who saw the giants in the mountains that died in a car crash soon after. Remember that? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna close this one. I think this is probably using up a lot of space. Okay, we'll try this one. You want to be top Buffalo salesman in this bitch? Sorry. Oh
when you get in your car, you might be tracked by a network of AI-powered surveillance cameras. These cameras upload your information to a central database, where government officials around the country can see a detailed record of your movements. I'm Kim Norberg of the Institute for Justice.
All right, so yeah, she's not lying. They actually have had cases already where the police are using it, I guess, to track and stalk their ex-wives and girlfriends. This one guy had and their new boyfriends, whatever, and they had actually tracked this one lady like 330 times in 1 month or something like that, and so the abuse is already happening.
Keith Neely. We're also joined by IJ attorney Michael Soifer and communications project manager Dan King to discuss IJ's new plate privacy project and how everyday people are opposing this new threat to our constitutional rights. This is Beyond the Brief. So, Michael, when we talk about license plate readers, what do we mean?
So license plate readers are cameras. They're usually mounted on poles or at intersections, and they take pictures of every license plate that goes past. They convert that into text. Sometimes they also pick up other vehicle features like the make or the color of the car. They can even find bumper stickers or damage, toolboxes, things like that, and then store that information in a database where, officers can go in and look up license plate ABC 123 and see every place it was seen over whatever period they've retained data for.
How is that different from like red light cameras or, speeding ticket cameras or things like that?
So those cameras are usually looking only for very specific things. They're looking for people who are running red lights. They're looking for people who are speeding so that they can send you a ticket. Or summon you to court, whatever it is. License plate readers, the way they've kind of cropped up now is that they're just photographing every driver who passes. And the purpose of them is to store a record of who was where, when, so that police can go look that up later for investigations or whatever other reasons.
Don't you guys think that they had more or less this system in place for, I would say, probably the basics of it for the last 10 years, because now there's over 80,000 of them, way over, because what I was saying before is that there's a map, and the guy went around and he found each location of the camera where it's mapped, and what he said was when he would go to find that camera, there would be 3 or 4 more that they weren't reporting that were there, and I don't know if the map's not keeping up or whatever the difference is, but apparently they're underestimated. And so when you think about a trip going down Stadium Way and you're in Pullman going to Moscow, how many cameras? Now there was the route, and I remember there was a time when paparazzi saying there's no camera here, there's no camera, and then there was clearly a pole mounted camera there, and I circled it and I sent him the picture. I mean, and for what it's worth. And so how many of those are there along the way that they're not reporting, that we're not getting? Show us the guy in the car with the face, because in many of those, like in the red light cameras that are on there, and they even have just traffic cams mounted at the red light, you can see the face perfectly. There was a whole episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm about that, where Larry got the red light ticket and you could see like there was somebody in his lap or something like that. You can control them with the phone. Oh, you're gonna crank me up with your phone. You're gonna have it on the app. Yeah, the time's coming short for our cool weather here in FLA. It's not going to be much longer. I'll guarantee you that. But I think we do have a couple more weeks. Punxsutawney Phil did say 6 more weeks of winter, I guess, for you guys. So it's kind of like a Groundhog Day. I mean, this has been a pretty harsh winter. I remember winters when you guys just, kind of coasted through. I want to say, for places like Ohio and stuff like that, where Lucy is, and typically Neek and all those guys. I don't know. You seem to have the more brutal Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, all that stuff. Yet the winters that just keep going and keep on giving. And I think Kim was saying today that usually they start getting back in the 70s in April. So we're not even in March yet. I'm like, man, that's pretty brutal. I don't know.
Might have for looking it up.
When police want to look it up later, are they required to get a warrant, or is part of the problem here the fact that this information is just made available to police officers without having to go through that sort of third-party process?
So across the country, there's a whole patchwork of protections. Different departments have different policies. Different states have different laws. Generally speaking, no, they're not required to have a warrant, and the restrictions on how and when police can access this information are very, very loose nationwide. So in many places, police can just look it up on demand.
And it's not just the police issue that becomes a concern here. There was a reporter who drove through rural Virginia and then asked police for his location based on his license plate. And the only question police asked before turning that information over to him was, "You weren't trying to spy on a cheating partner or something, were you?" And then they just gave it right over to him. He said, "No, I'm not spying on someone." And they just handed this information over without really even confirming that this was indeed his license plate.
Wow. So they didn't even check to see who he was. He just said, "Hey, I want to find out the information about this individual," and gave his license plate number, and they were able to give him a detailed record of where he went.
He explained that this was part of this reporting that he was doing, but they didn't go through any sort of warrant requirement or anything that would have made sure that, yes, this is indeed this guy's license plate and he's not actually trying to spy on someone else. They just simply asked, "You're not trying to spy on someone, are you?"
Which, if you are trying to spy on someone, you wouldn't go, "Oh yeah, that's exactly what's happening."
Yes,
Yeah.
spies famously admit that they're spying on people.
Sure.
I should say that's now illegal to do that under Virginia law. Under Virginia
I was going to say
law,
at some point, yeah.
The police can no longer produce those pictures to anyone. But that just demonstrates the point that these systems have cropped up across the country much, much faster than legislatures can regulate them.
So let's talk about that. I mean, I think first we need to remind folks that this isn't just, one camera in a city. It's like dozens and dozens of cameras in a small kind of geographic area. But then they're also in a bunch of communities throughout the country, right? Can you kind of talk about how much this has expanded?
Yeah, they're in thousands of communities at this point. Cities, HOAs, towns.
Right.
And it seems like
I mean, that's the thing. If you guys have them where you are, some people are way more used to seeing these type of things. I keep bringing them up. I'm size 11, I guess. I don't know if you're serious about buying me electric socks, but that's my shoe size is 11. That's funny. Those electric socks, I tell you what. Anyway, they also have those pole-mounted cameras that have the blue lights on them, and they're monitored directly by something called the Real-Time Crime Center. So I just wonder how many of you have actually heard of the Real-Time Crime, which I think is the heart of where all this. Where did my video go? All the constitutional stuff it's kind of like the avatar for all that stuff, because they literally have it where they're monitoring everybody directly from the centers from all these cameras. They even have access to business cameras inside the business, and outside the business. And so not only that, they've also gone to fusion centers. I haven't heard that term before. Fusion centers is... Yeah, no, when we go to war... I hope we go... There's no war. There's no war, you guys. Don't manifest that into... there's a company that monopolizes on it. You know? Yeah, well, I mean, sure. In the end, I guess it's Amazon. That, you know, and so what they're trying to do is the police are trying... Now, I can tell you one place that had it was the old age home where my mom was. It was a county owned or city owned place. It was a nice place, but they put the cameras in, and those were automatically linked to the police because that it was city owned. And so, you know, you think about the implications that you got everybody coming and going and whatever. So they're monitoring inside, basically, an apartment building, and so now they're trying to get homeowners to if they get your permission, they can connect to your camera, whether it's inside your house or outside your house, to use that. And they say, you know, just like with a lot of the other things, it'll be used to catch criminals and save babies, and it's never what baby has been saved by a drone. Local command centers, multi-jurisdictional. What part of the country is that one? I'm gonna have to look into that. That's interesting.
Or considering expanding what they already have. Obviously there are instances where it's just a few cameras, maybe 4 on the corners of your community. But for example, our case in Norfolk, it's 176 cameras in a fairly small city, all things considered. So that really, really allows police to kind of paint a picture of everywhere someone travels.
What's the process of this look like? Does a city council reach out to a company? Do they have to, you know, get approval from the city? What's sort of the justification that they put together for why they want to, you know, install one of these systems in their community?
So oftentimes they don't go through the city council. Oftentimes it's just the police department using funds it has or grant money from the state, from the federal government, maybe a private foundation sometimes, to buy all of the cameras. In Norfolk, for instance, they used federal funds to buy I think the majority of the cameras, and they used state funds to buy some more cameras. None of that ever had to be approved by the city council. The city council basically found out after the cameras had already gone up.
And that's where a lot of concerns from folks on the ground that we've
spoken that right there makes it so much harder
some activists
to get. And you know, people they call them activists now. If you're actively trying to stop them, you know, but you sound like a 1960s hippie, like you're out there. Okay, that makes sense. Huh? Okay, yeah. Thank you, Pedro. That's cool. Yeah, I'm sure out west they have all kinds. It's so much different there. But yeah, just to give you an idea of what's going on, the way they're labeling people, and the way that they're sneaking. Why are you being so sneaky? You know, I mean, they've already lost trust in many areas, the law enforcement, and they continue to perpetuate this image that they don't give a shit. You know. It's like Judge Hitler tells us all go fuck ourselves. That was probably something I had up there.
So, starting in 2026, all new vehicles that are purchased are not only going to have all the data stored, shared, and accessible for the government to access, but now there will also be alcohol detection devices within the vehicle as you drive, that if it detects any alcohol whatsoever, it can actually disable the vehicle, pull you over to the side of the road, and report you for what you've done. Now you go back and you take a look at this, most cars already out today already have this technology baked into them, but the infrastructure bill codified it into place so that it could be used by cops and the government. Now think about the profile the police will now have from you by simply driving your car. They will know telematics and driving behavior, app location tracking, purchases and financial patterns, health and wearable signals, your social graph, who you're actually connected to, and who you called from the phone in your car. Each data set alone, it may feel harmless, but together they paint a picture. And once that picture is painted, they can now assign a score to your portrait. So, starting in 2026,
like a lot of people will say, "Oh, don't do anything wrong," and we know better than this kind of narrative. But don't do anything wrong; you have nothing to worry about. But when you look at what happened with Brian Koberger and the guy over there in Delphi, I can't remember his name right now. You don't want to have give them the opportunity for them to know, and for the, you know what I mean, to put a case on you in any way. And this way, they can just dip right into anything they want and peel it out. So let me see what I had back here. That will be mandatory. I guess they're getting rid of the starter thing where it stops at the red lights. You can disable, but I think they will have mandatory kill switches also. Richard Allen, thank you, redacted. Pulled up a boner on my brain right there. What did I have on this one? Sometimes I'll just start clicking and I'll forget that I'm trying to save that page. What is this? Oh, it's the same one. Okay, good. Alright, guys. I think that is the show for today. I want to thank everybody for being here. I just want to run a quick one for you and give you a chance to say hi. And I appreciate everybody coming in. I am going to probably talk to JJ. I think we were supposed to do, what day is today? Monday. I think we were supposed to do a show tomorrow. So yeah, free Ricky Allen. That is the most ridiculous thing. What child star died? I heard there was another celebrity. Oh, the lead singer from Three Doors Down passed away today. Rest in peace. Blake Garrett, dead at 33 from medical issues. I don't know what he was in. Other news than him. Nothing really. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Well, that was a finish up. Oh, I heard there was a new... Hold on a sec. I think there was... Let's see one more thing. Put a rage quit on you. It's funny how we started the rage quit thing and it's everywhere now. This is it? This might be it here. We might have seen this one already. Yeah, I guess we did. Currently unavailable. That's interesting. Wow, what did they say in that? What? When is this from? Is she back out there again? Oh. No audio. Is this new, guys? I don't even know.
And Maddie, it was for them. And if Kaylee and Maddie had
what's going on here?
Had been here today, it was something that I feel like would have rung
Jeez, I can't get it.
true to them. So I wanted to maintain that eye contact as much as I possibly could. And when I tell you, there's not a human there, right? I'm not scared of this individual. I'm not intimidated by him. Truly, I'm not. But when I tell you there's a primal sense of alarms, like my body was telling me, run, get out. This is a threat. This is not a human capacity. I can't explain to you, like, it wasn't an animal. It wasn't, like, the best description I can give you is like if I had come face to face with an alien, because back behind there's no human being, there's no humanity, I don't know if you've seen Gerald's Game, and I don't even know if I should bring this up, but the Moonlight Man, it genuinely felt like that. Like, this is a creature that my body doesn't recognize. And that fear was almost like an instinctual panic. So to fight that down, you know, and to try to like tell yourself like, you're okay. Like, you know, you're here for a purpose and we're going to do this purpose, but you're okay, was something that I didn't anticipate. You think it's just a human being, and I'm not scared of human beings, but he is not that. When I tell you that raw anger and that raw rage in his eyes was something that I don't have the words, but it was not human.
Interesting. Wow. You know, she's really gone...
People didn't really realize the extent to which...
She's really gone down that route of... Love Tina, how you doing? Good to see you, hon. She's really gone down that route of Ariana Grande, where, I mean, she's just... You look at her arms, I mean, there's nothing there. Skin and bone. Like, literally, like a 90-year-old, you know, like, just... no collagen, just bronzer. Is that bronzer, or is that a spray tan? Is she going to the tanning? What's going on there? Why are you so obsessed with being so dark? And at least she changed outfits from the trial. I was saying the other day, it looks like she's been wearing the same damn thing since the trial or whatever. But all right, guys. Well, yeah, it's still early. Only did a couple. Was it a couple hours? How long did we go? Yeah. I was hoping to have JJ pop in. I guess he's probably pretty tired. He's working at that bison ranch. But yeah, maybe tomorrow or the next day, JJ, I'll go live and he'll have a lot of more insights too for us to look at. So I appreciate everybody being here. Have a great night. And yeah, bronzer is about right.